Sarah was a quiet girl who loved reading books and drawing. She had just moved to a new school and didn't know anyone yet. One of her classmates, Amina, noticed Sarah sitting alone and began making fun of her clothes and calling her names. Every day, Amina would laugh at her in front of others. Sarah felt sad, but stayed silent. One afternoon, their teacher, Miss Sophia, asked the class to draw something that made them happy. Sarah drew a beautiful picture of a sunny park filled with people being kind. When Miss Sophia saw it, she showed the class. Everyone was amazed. Amina was quiet. After class, she went up to Sarah and said, "I'm sorry. Your drawing is beautiful. I didn't know you were so talented." Sarah smiled and replied, "It's okay, but words can really hurt." From that day, Amina stopped bullying Sarah. They even became friends. Amina was a sweet little girl who loved ice cream more than anything. One hot afternoon, her mother said, "Amina, don't eat cold things today. You have a sore throat." But Amina didn't listen. While her parents were resting, she quietly went to the freezer and grabbed her favorite chocolate ice cream. She sat in a corner and enjoyed every bite. At night, her throat started to hurt badly. She began coughing and couldn't sleep. The next morning she had a fever and couldn't go to school or play with her friends. Her mom gently said, "Amina, I told you for your own good. Sometimes we must listen even when we don't want to." Amina felt sad and said, "I'm sorry, Mama. I should have listened." Her mom hugged her. "It's okay, my dear. Now you've learned." From that day, Amina always listened to her parents. She waited until she was healthy to eat ice cream again, and it tasted even better when she was well. Ali was a curious and playful boy. One night, he heard dogs barking and strange sounds outside. He peeked through the window and saw something moving in the dark. "I just want to see what it is," he whispered. His parents had clearly told him, "Never go outside at night alone. It's dangerous." But Ali didn't listen. He quietly opened the door and stepped outside. As he walked near the garden, a man hiding in the shadows grabbed him. It was a thief who had been watching the house. Ali screamed, but the thief covered his mouth. Just then, Ali's father noticed the door open. He and Ali's mother rushed outside. Hearing Ali's muffled cries, they shouted and ran after the thief. The thief panicked and let go of Ali. He ran away into the darkness. Ali hugged his parents tightly, shaking with fear. His mother said, "Now you understand why we said no." Ali nodded, eyes filled with tears. "I'm so sorry. I'll never disobey again." In a quiet village near a green jungle lived a man named Rafik. He made money by cutting down trees and selling the wood in the market. Every day, he would go into the jungle with his axe and chop down strong, tall trees without thinking about the animals or the earth. One day, as he raised his axe to cut a young tree, a boy named Umar stepped in front of him. "Stop!" Umar shouted. "Why are you cutting this tree? Don't you know trees give us air, shade, and homes for animals?" Rafik laughed. "I need wood to earn money," Umar replied. "And what will you do when all the trees are gone? No trees mean no rain, no clean air, and no life. Look around, the jungle is already thinning." Umar took Rafik to a nearby dry land where no trees stood. This was once a green forest too. Now, it's dry and lifeless. Rafik's heart sank. He realized the harm he had caused. From that day, he stopped cutting trees and started planting them with Umar. In a cozy little house lived two sisters, Sarah and Alina. Sarah was 7, kind and calm. Alina, just 5, was playful and full of energy. Though different, they shared everything, especially their favorite toy, a soft, fluffy bunny named Mr. Cotton. One sunny afternoon, both girls reached for Mr. Cotton at the same time. "I want him first," shouted Alina, tugging the bunny. "No, it's my turn," snapped Sarah, pulling it back. In a moment of anger, Sarah raised her hand and slapped Alina on the cheek. Alina froze, shocked. Then her eyes filled with tears, and she began to cry, holding her face. Sarah stood still, stunned by what she'd done. The anger disappeared, replaced by guilt. Her heart ached as she watched Alina run to the corner sobbing. Mr. Cotton lay on the floor, forgotten. After a long silence, Sarah walked over, her eyes wet. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I was just mad. Please forgive me." Alina looked up, sniffled, and slowly nodded. Then she opened her arms. They hugged tightly, both crying but together. From that day on, they promised never to fight over toys again. 7-year-old Zara had just moved into an old farmhouse with her parents. Her room had a large wooden closet that creaked at night. The first time she heard it whisper, she thought it was her imagination. "Zara, come play," she told her parents, but they laughed it off. The next night, she found her favorite doll inside the closet, though she had placed it on her bed. "Zara, I'm lonely." Terrified, she locked the closet and placed a chair in front of it. But every morning, it was wide open. One night, she finally peeked inside. A pale hand shot out, grabbing her wrist. Screaming, she broke free and ran to her parents. They searched the closet. Nothing. The next day, they called an old neighbor. He paled when he saw the room. That closet belonged to a girl who lived here 100 years ago. She vanished. All they found were her scratches on the inside. Zara's parents decided to leave, but on their final night, the whispers returned. Only now, they weren't calling Zara. They were saying, "Thank you for coming back." The closet was locked then after. There once was a man named Haroon who was always angry. He shouted at his neighbors, slammed his doors, and scared children away just by walking down the street. Even birds weren't safe. He yelled at them for chirping too loudly in the mornings. People crossed the street to avoid him. No one dared talk to him. Everyone called him the Angry Man. One sunny afternoon, a little boy was playing outside with his bright red ball. He kicked it a little too hard, and it bounced over the fence into Haroon's yard. The boy froze. His friends ran away, but he stood there, staring at the gate. After a deep breath, he tiptoed to Haroon's door and knocked. Haroon flung the door open, eyebrows furrowed, ready to yell. But before he could speak, the boy looked up with wide eyes and said softly, "I'm sorry, sir. My ball rolled into your yard. My mother says angry people are hurting inside." "Are you hurt?" Haroon stared at him. No one had ever asked him that. The scowl faded from his face. Without a word, he walked over, picked up the ball, and gave it to the boy. "Thank you, sir," the boy whispered and ran off. That evening, Haroon didn't slam his door or shout at the birds. He sat quietly on his porch, listening to the world with a calm heart.
एक बार हानिया नाम की एक छोटी लड़की थी। वह होशियार थी, लेकिन कभी कभी बदतमीजी से पेश आती थी जब उसे अपनी बात मनवाने का मौका नहीं मिलता था। एक दिन हानिया बाहर खेलने जाना चाहती थी, लेकिन उसकी मां ने उसे अपना होमवर्क पूरा करने के लिए कहा। "पहला, मुझे परवाह नहीं है," हानिया चिल्लाई। "तुम हमेशा मुझे मजा करने से रोकती हो।" उसकी मां की आंखें आंसुओं से भर गईं और वह चुपचाप चली गई। हानिया ने अपनी मां को इतना दुखी और शांत कभी नहीं देखा था। पहले से कहीं ज्यादा शांत। घर ठंडा और शांत लग रहा था। घंटे गुजर गए और हानिया को दोषी महसूस होने लगा। उसे याद आया कि उसकी मां उसके लिए कैसे खाना बनाती थी, स्कूल में मदद करती थी, और जब वह दुखी होती थी तो हमेशा उसे गले लगाती थी। धीरे धीरे वह अपनी मां के कमरे में गई और कहा, "मुझे बहुत खेद है मां, मैं तुम पर चिल्लाने में गलत थी, कृपया मुझे माफ कर दो।" उसकी मां ने उसे देखा, फिर उसे कसकर गले लगाया। "मैं तुमसे प्यार करती हूं हानिया, बस याद रखो अंबर शब्द चोट पहुंचा सकते हैं।" हानिया ने सिर हिलाया और वादा किया कि वह अपनी मां से फिर कभी उस तरह बात नहीं करेगी। एक बड़े चमकदार स्कूल में हिना नाम की एक गरीब लड़की पढ़ती थी। वह साधारण कपड़े पहनती थी और एक छोटे से स्टील के डिब्बे में घर का बना लंच लाती थी। वह शांत, दयालु थी और हमेशा दूसरों की मदद करती थी। लेकिन एक अमीर लड़की, जारा, हर दिन उसका मजाक उड़ाती थी। "अपनी पुरानी जूतों को देखो," जारा जोर से हंसी। "क्या तुम उन्हें अपनी दादी से उधार लेती हो?" हिना चुप रही। उसकी आंखें आंसुओं से भरी थीं। दूसरे बच्चे खिलखिलाए, लेकिन गहराई से अंदर उन्हें बुरा लगा। एक दिन जारा की मां उसे छोड़ने स्कूल आई। उसने देखा कि जारा फिर से हिना पर हंस रही थी। स्कूल के बाद जारा की मां ने उसे बिठाया। जारा, उसने धीरे से लेकिन दृढ़ता से कहा, क्या तक क्या तुम जानती हो कि तुम्हारे दादाजी भी हिना की तरह गरीब थे। हमारे पास हमेशा पैसे नहीं थे। हम यहां दयालुता और कड़ी मेहनत से पहुंचे। किसी की स्थिति का मजाक उड़ाना न केवल अशिष्ट है, यह गलत है। जारा ने देखा नीचे, शर्मिंदा। अगले दिन वह हिना के पास गई और कहा, मुझे वास्तव में खेद है कि मैंने तुम्हारे साथ कैसा व्यवहार किया। क्या हम दोस्त बन सकते हैं? हिना मुस्कुराई। हाँ,